The first time I saw them together, my world tilted on its axis. I had gone to the downtown cafe on a Monday morning, an unusual detour from my usual route. My wife, Priya, had texted me that she'd be working late the night before and asked if I could pick up her dry cleaning. I shrugged and figured I'd grab a coffee while I was at it. I never expected to see her sitting across from someone whose grin immediately made my blood run cold. Her boss, I realized almost instantly, the one who had occasionally sent her texts about urgent projects, was the man from her past, her ex. I recognized the sharp curve of his jaw, the way he leaned back casually, exuding a confidence that had once drawn Priya's gaze. My heart started hammering, not just with anger, but with a creeping, heavy sense of betrayal. I froze a few feet away, my fingers tightening around the handle of my coffee cup. Priya looked up. Her eyes widened, her lips parting slightly, as if she had seen a ghost. "Oh hey," she stammered. "I didn't expect, you here." He smiled. That damn smile. "Oh, you're her ex," he said casually, glancing at me like it was some sort of trivial fact. Priya's hand shot up to cover her mouth, her color draining as panic flashed in her eyes. I took a deep breath, my voice calm but icy. "From this moment on, I am." Her face crumpled in confusion. The ex blinked, uncertain. And I realized in that cafe that my entire life, the trust, the shared mornings, the laughter, had been perched on a fragile ledge, ready to crumble. We had been married for 7 years, Priya and I. 7 years of what I thought was mutual devotion, evenings spent cooking together, lazy Sundays wrapped in blankets, confessions shared under the glow of streetlights. I had trusted her completely. I had believed in the life we were building. And now, the image of her leaning forward, laughing at his jokes, the subtle brush of her hand on his arm, moments she had probably called innocent or professional, tormented me. I didn't confront her then. Not at the cafe. I left with my coffee, my stomach a twisting storm, my mind racing through every memory, every late night she had claimed was work, every message that had arrived just after midnight. When I got home, she was already there, pacing the living room. The light from the kitchen cast long shadows across her face, making her look smaller than usual, fragile. "Why didn't you tell me he'd be there?" I asked quietly, though my throat felt dry, my voice betraying an emotion I couldn't name. Hurt, anger, disbelief, fear. Priya's eyes flicked to mine, shimmering with unshed tears. I didn't think it was relevant. It's just work, you know. He's my boss. Just work. I echoed, and the words tasted like ash. "You've lied about nights at the office before. Calls in the middle of the night. Messages you deleted. You think I wouldn't notice?" Her hands trembled. It's complicated. Never. I never meant for you to find out like this." And there it was, the admission that shattered me even more. She had meant to hide something. I remembered the day we had met him. Her ex, years ago before our wedding. She had introduced him casually, mentioning their past relationship in passing. I had smiled, trusting, naive, thinking the past was a story we had all moved on from. But now, seeing them together, seeing the way he made her laugh in a way I hadn't seen in years, my heart sank. Had she truly moved on? Or had she carried him like a secret shadow alongside our marriage? I asked the question that had been gnawing at me since that morning. "Priya, have you been seeing him?" Her lips quivered. "No, I swear not like that. We've been talking more lately, and I didn't want to upset you. I thought I could handle it. Just professional." Her voice broke as she spoke. I wanted to believe her. I wanted desperately to, because the thought of losing her, the thought that she could betray me, was unbearable. But something in her gaze, the guilty hesitation, told me that this wasn't the whole truth. For the next few days, tension built like a storm. I watched her closely, noting the small things. Her phone vibrating at odd hours, the sudden need to step outside, the way she flinched when my eyes lingered too long. My anger simmered beneath a veneer of calm. I didn't scream, I didn't accuse. I observed. And then the undeniable proof arrived. I had stayed late at work one evening, trying to distract myself with spreadsheets and emails, when her laptop, left open on the kitchen counter, caught my eye. I hadn't intended to look, but my hand moved before my mind could stop it. Emails. Messages that weren't just professional. Flirty undertones, plans to meet, laughter spilling across lines that were never meant to reach a spouse's eyes. The betrayal hit like ice water. My stomach clenched. My heart ached. And yet, somewhere deep, a part of me had known. When she returned home that night, I was sitting at the table, her laptop open, the screen showing the last message. "Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Just us like old times." Priya froze. Her eyes widened. For a moment there were no words. Then came the confession, broken and trembling. I didn't mean for it to. I didn't let her finish. Didn't mean for it to what? Hurt me. Betray me. Destroy the life we built together. My voice was low, controlled, but each word carried the weight of heartbreak. She sank into a chair, tears spilling down her cheeks. "I love you. Do. I don't know why I was stupid. I wasn't thinking." I shook my head. Thinking. "Priya, love doesn't hurt like this. Love doesn't make you hide. Love doesn't make you risk everything we had for some fantasy from the past." Her sobs echoed in the silent apartment. I wanted to scream. I wanted to collapse. I wanted to hate her, but the love I still felt clawed at me, leaving me torn between fury and sorrow. Days passed. We didn't speak much. I stayed at work late, avoiding home. She stayed in the apartment, silent and remorseful. The laughter we once shared had vanished, replaced by an uneasy quiet that made every moment tense, every glance heavy with accusation. I realized then that the betrayal wasn't just a single act. It was the erosion of trust, the gradual unveiling of secrets, the slow poisoning of what I had believed was unbreakable. Yet, even as I wrestled with the desire to walk away, part of me wanted to understand. I wanted her to explain why, how, and if there was even a chance to salvage what we had. So I finally spoke. "We need to decide what happens now. Not tomorrow, not next week. If we stay together, there can be no secrets. No lies. You will tell me everything and we'll figure out if this can survive." Her nod was hesitant, tear-streaked, but sincere. She recounted everything. Late meetings that became dinners, conversations that lingered too long, moments she had thought were harmless. I listened, the anger rising and falling like tides, the love buried beneath the hurt refusing to die completely. The weeks that followed were a fragile rebuilding. Therapy, endless conversations, apologies repeated like fragile mantras, trust earned slowly, inch by inch. And though the shadow of betrayal lingered, we faced it together. Or at least I tried to. I never forgot that cafe moment, the ex's smile, Priya's panic, and my declaration. From this moment on, it had marked the end of innocence and the beginning of a painstaking truth. I realized that marriage isn't just about love. It's about resilience, forgiveness, and confronting pain you never imagined you could endure. And while the wound would always leave a scar, it also taught me something vital. The human heart is capable of both breaking and mending in ways we never anticipate. As I watched Priya one evening, curled on the couch with her head on my shoulder, I whispered softly, more to myself than to her, "We'll survive this. Somehow." She looked up, eyes glistening, and nodded. There were no promises beyond the moment, no guarantees that the betrayal wouldn't echo in the future. But in that fragile, quiet intimacy, we found the first threads of a new beginning. And I knew finally that love, real, complicated, painfully human love, is never perfect. But it is, if nothing else, worth fighting for.